So out here on this chilly morning, getting ready to feed goats. You can see the quadruplets are waiting to come out and eat. These two followed me here into the barn on our last, whoa, a bird's in here. Our last weekend before Christmas. So hopefully you guys are able to get everything done that you need to get done. Hey mom, stay warm, 19 this morning. Oh yeah. I just looked, it said 21 here, but it said feels like 27, which is kind of weird. Usually it feels like something that's colder. So I'm not sure why it feels like warmer. Maybe because the sun's actually out today. It's very, very sunny. Oh, yeah, there she goes. Hi, beauty. Can you stop? I really need to put something, or to get a different door to put here, because I'm tired of her doing this. The sailing through the window. Oh no, your head. Here, watch out. Back up. There we go. Come on, babies. Good morning, goaties. Everybody looks fluffy and happy this morning. They really like drinking out of their heated bucket. Did you knock down your heated bucket? So I bought them like a protein bucket lick. I don't know where it went. I think Willow must have moved it somewhere. Guys, where did the protein bucket? Oh, so there it is. It's over there by Bean. I also did buy some more minerals yesterday, so I'll refill those. Hi, Tiny. Oh, Tiny's beard's all sticky. She's been licking the protein bucket. Okay, let's clean out your feed pans. Hi, Angel. Hi, Time. Time has not been jumping out as much. And I'm glad. She's getting really big. Tiny's running around. Why do you have crazy eyes? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Moon keeps holding her leg up. I'm not sure what's going on. So I might give her some aspirin today. I felt it. It didn't feel like anything was out of place. It was mostly right after she got up from a laying down position. Where did your other feed pan go? Guys, go eat. You're not getting something different. It's all the same. Excuse me. The same pellets in every bucket. Not sure where my feed cup went. Did buy feed yesterday. I have not put it in the bin yet. Here's your beet pulp. They really love the beet pulp shreds. You can actually add water to it if you've got an animal that has not great teeth. A lot of times they do it for horses. Actually, some animals like it if it's wet. I've only done it a few times with a goat that I really needed to gain weight, because you have to dump it out afterwards because it's wet. They don't eat it, it just ends up being wasted. It's their calf manna. It smells like licorice. Mr. Licorice. Okay, you guys are dumping it. Calf manna is like a really nutrient-dense food. It can be fed to a variety of animals. I only buy it for these kids. I usually give it to kids when we're weaning, or if you have an animal that's sick and needs the extra nutrients or to gain weight. It's pretty expensive. It's like $50 a bag. It's got a chicken, a horse, a cow, and a goat. It's pretty much just a supplement. Hey Chandler, good morning. I'm not sure how to say your name. Something Master. Hi, good morning to you as well. Do give the does a full bucket, like a 2-gallon bucket in the morning. Here's the beet pulp shreds. I've had to cut back on this. Just having too much calcium in their feed seems to... I'm not sure exactly what's happening. My guess is that it's decreasing the amount of zinc that they have. And so sometimes it will cause some hair thinning on the face. So we've switched to having a filter on the water hose. I really try to collect rainwater to give them. But when that's unavailable, we use a filtered water hose. Just like an RV or camper filter on the end of a hose. I've also cut back non-milking does to mostly grass hay. And I cut back the beet pulp. And I used to do alfalfa pellets and sunflower seeds, and that was, again, too much. So when they go back into milk, I'll add that to does that are producing milk, but for these dry does, it's too much. They can't use it all. Okay, you are going crazy. They're pretty hungry this morning. Revy doesn't like to eat with anybody. Come on, Miss Revy. You may come out. Okay. Moon, let's come out. Take a look at your leg. Anisha. There we go. See, Crumble is sideways, so she's causing trouble over there. They're having to eat over her back. Can you turn and get in line with the other goats? Okay, Happy, I guess you're out. Happy still is in milk, feeding her big chunky kid, Vanilla Bean. Sassily is also still in milk, so when they're in milk and they're feeding kids, they eat more, they need more. Do you not want to eat with anyone in here either? Revy really prefers to eat by herself on the milk stand. So I bought these towels at the Goodwill in preparation for kidding season. I have not got them put away into the cabinet yet, full of my kidding supplies. So she can't get on the milk stand, so she's looking for a place. This is their loose mineral. I did notice it was out, so I'll refill that for them to eat. And you just came through the gate, didn't you? Cheerio just jumped out. There's Chad. Good morning, husband. Last year, our county fair did these showmanship metal signs. They're really, really cute. Oh no, I didn't latch the gate. You guys. So they've learned to push the door open if you don't latch it. So my guess would be that that was Pancake's doing. She constantly checks the door to see if it's unlatched. Oh well, and I'll go back in eventually. No, Micro. Both of your daughters are out. Actually, 3 of your daughters out. Moon, are you coming back? Are you bringing those in, Chad? Our heated bucket's empty. Do you want to hand it over? I really need to get another tank de-icer for the buckling. Yeah, it would be nice to have one for them since there's an outlet in the corner now. See these blue buckets? These are the empty protein tub buckets. Once they lick all of the lick out of them, you can, it's actually a pretty sturdy bucket. And I don't know why, but the color, the watercolor bucket, the color of the water bucket matters. They will drink this white bucket first usually, unless the heated bucket is warm. Sometimes when it gets lower, it gets kind of warm. This is their bucket, their lick. It's got molasses in it. I think it's pretty high in protein. Have you been using it, Lulu? When they're in the barn this much, it's kind of nice for them to have different things to do. Lulu's enjoying it. Are you guys wanting to see what's in the bag? I think half of the herd is out into the kidding room, running amok. Outside, get some light in. And this is their mineral feeder. This is a side-down mineral feeder, and these things hold up forever. They are the best mineral feeders. The only downside is the shipping costs. I actually have 2. I need to hang up the other one in my buck pen. This is their loose mineral. Just like a powder. It smells kind of sweet. Guys, this isn't feed, this is a mineral. This isn't a 50 pound bag. I think it's like 25 pounds maybe. Right in the top. A little bit dusty when you pour it. I know quite a few people using this mineral. You can see it just filters down into the bottom. They eat it. The only problem I've had some is when it gets hot, sometimes it will clump, so you have to break up the clumps. Side-off feeder holds like a whole 25 pound bag. And the door's open again. That's why there's no goats in here. All of these goats are loose in the barn. They've also made their way out into the yard. Good job, guys. You did it. You have successfully escaped. I guess you'd be getting extra grain to bring it back. Okay, so that brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That brought 13. There are supposed to be 32 in this pen. Come on, ladies. 13, 14, 15, 16. And we lost one. 15 again. 16. Okay, Midnight, you need to come in. Come on, let's go. So I'm going to make sure that I latch this. Oh, Cookie, why are you out? So 16, 21, we're missing 11 goats. There's 1, there's 2, missing 9 goats. There's 3. I don't know if my signal will reach to go out here when I went out there. So that's why I didn't stay out there. They're out there eating the tree. That's where the other 8 goats are. Did you see that they all escaped? Yeah. They're very happy about it. So the ones that came in, they're not super hungry. They're not even finishing these pellets. But they are over there gobbling up the minerals. So when you put new minerals out, they act like it's something completely new. It is like a self-feeding thing, so they're supposed to just eat as much as they'd like. I switched to Kalmbach minerals maybe a year ago because they are easier to find. Locally, before I was using Sweet Licks Meat Maker, I really liked them. They were a little bit more. I think they were like $25 for 20 pounds. So then my feed mill switched from there to Durafirm. And I love the Durafirm minerals. They're a bigger bag, but they're like 50 pounds. But I think it's like 40-pound or 50-pound bag. But then they also stopped carrying them. So at this point, the place where I buy my feed carries these Kalmbach goat minerals, and I just switched to them. So they all look good. Their hair looks beautiful, shiny. I'm not adding anything else to their feed to make their hair shiny, like I used to add, the black oil sunflower seeds. So I feel like the minerals are keeping them healthy, and I'm also feeding a Kalmbach grain, so they kind of pair well together. The only thing I'm worried about, again, is those goats that they're kind of prone to the skin issue with a little bit of flakiness and hair loss around the eyes. So that's why we switched to grass hay. And there goes Cheerio. She just let herself out. The grass hay and the filtered water, what I'll probably do is give them a dose of multi-min as well. Oh, Chad brought them all back in. Did you guys get corralled? At this point, we're getting ready for kidding season here in the next few weeks. Something else that I have been wanting to do for a few years, and I feel like we're finally to the point where we really need to do it, is to get a livestock guardian dog. So I've been looking at a few different breeds. I've been looking at a few different farms. I think we're going to go with either Anatolian or a Maremma. We'll probably start with a puppy. That way they can start out with the babies and get used to them as they grow. So I haven't pulled the trigger on getting one yet. It's been a little busy here, and I know that they require a lot of supervision and kind of training and hands-on work there in the first few weeks. So hopefully in the new year we'll be able to find a dog. Ideally, I would like to get 2 dogs, but we'll start with 1. Hopefully get them trained first, and then they can train a new puppy after we get them ready to go. Okay, ma'am, you need to get down. I don't know why you're doing this. You do buy your feed in bulk. Don't be like me. Have a place to store it. A place free from mice. A place free from goats. We have an enclosed trailer, which I think would be perfect for storing it. Our house doesn't have a garage, though, so it's kind of like storing other things. Okay, Nutmeg, you're not coming out. You have been out way too much. Anybody else want to come in? No, you guys are just getting out. I was not successful. It's very hard to corral goats when you're one-handed. Cecily, you need to go out. You need to go in. You have been out all day, all night. Okay, time, no. Okay, midnight, you may go back out. Tiny, okay, you probably need to come out and eat. Moon. Once they've had a taste of freedom, it's very hard to corral them again. Cheerio and Crumble are out here having a fight. They are half-sisters, plus they're related on the dam side. All of these goats are like related in different ways. My lines are pretty tight. That was mean, Moon. I'm so sorry, Beauty. That Moon gave you a mean butt. That Moon gave you a mean butt. Okay, you guys back out. They're just having too much of a good time over here, ravaging these feed bags. Okay, Cookie, you really need to go back out. So we're really excited to be buying the ultrasound machine today. So hopefully we can get some instruction on it and start using it, because I have a few does that I am unsure of whether or not they are pregnant. There goes Easy. They all escaped, Willow. They're taking advantage of me being one-handed. So Willow is out here. Willow does a really good job handling the goats. She's very strict with them. She does not give in as much as I do. Okay, Blue, they can go back out.
I'm gonna get trampled.
What?
I'm gonna get trampled.
I don't know. They all have multiple feed pellet things out here, and they have new minerals, and they have their protein tubs, so they're pretty distracted. Okay. Bean, go out. Lulu, go out. No. Blackberry. Blackberry is being really bad today.
No, she wanna go back to your door.
She gets it from her mom, from Micro. This one. You're carrying a bucket. Chances are that Micro will try to dump the bucket. It really drives me crazy. Tiny can stay out because she didn't get extra feed.
Yeah.
She acts kind of hungry this morning. Hi, Blue. I'm so sorry you had to witness all that chaos. And now my cans are gone. Tiny. Who is that, Revy?
Yeah.
So Tiny is one that I usually let out for extra feed. She has a little bit more trouble maintaining condition than some of the other goats. She looks okay right now. She's a goat that will milk off everything. So when she starts milking, she really requires a lot because she's a picky eater. She's not like some of the goats that will just eat whatever all the time. As you can see now, she's even pushing around the pellets. She wants the bee pulp. They all ran out to the trees and started gobbling down the branches. See, she wanted the beet pulp that was mixed in, so I dumped a pile of beet pulp there in the corner, so she's happy to eat that. Beet pulp is very loud and crunchy. Hi, Tiny. Tiny's such a good girl. She had triplets last year. It was her first time having triplets. She had 3 sets of twin bucks her first 3 years of kidding. Then in 2023, she finally had a buck and doe combo. And I kept the doe. Then in 2024, she had triplets. She had 2 bucks and then the last kid born. I was like, you've got to give me a doe. It was a doe. We bred her to Waylon, and I like Waylon because he almost always has a doe kid. No matter who you breed him to, there's always at least like one doe kid. So I really appreciate that when it comes to a doe like Tiny. We had Tiny appraised in 2023. At that point, I felt like she wasn't at her best. It was a late summer kidding. It had been a hot summer. We were renovating this house, so we hadn't been super diligent about milking her. If you're not, super diligent about maintaining that 12 hours milk time, a lot of times her production won't be as high. So I felt like she didn't have as much of a fill, and with the condition that she was in, a lot of times as she continues milking throughout the year, you'll see her lose condition. In linear appraisals, if you've done them, you know that they're measuring everything. They're measuring the width between the front legs. They're measuring the width from thurl to thurl. They're looking at, that changes. It kind of, body capacity wise, you will see changes as they change condition, I think. But they kind of do seem a little bit wider over the back when you come across the back as they are heavier. So I felt like she wasn't really looking her best. She could have scored higher had it been an earlier appraisal date, but she did score 85. When it comes to the mammary systems, she's got a beautiful balance to her mammary when she's in milk, both in front and behind the leg. But her attachments are not quite as good as Easy's. Where is Easy? Easy's over there. No, that's chocolate chip. Where's Easy? Easy's not in here. Easy was our highest scoring doe. When it comes to linears, what a lot of people want to see is the 40-40-40 trifecta, and so she did score 40 in rear udder width. And she's the only doe that I have that did that. She's not in milk right now, but she's got a beautiful mammary when she is in milk. And so we used her son. We got a ton of grandbabies of Easy's. We bred him to, gosh, I don't know. What did we breed him to? 7 does? 8 does? So this year I was trying something different. So I was thinking, let's not repeat any breedings until we see how the kids turn out. So, of course, we're not going to know how the kids are turning out because they haven't freshened yet and they're too young. So we kind of swapped everyone. So no one is bred to the same buck as last year, I think. Did we breed anyone? I think we swapped everybody. Yeah. So Maverick is actually Easy's half-brother. And so instead of using her son Goose, we're using Maverick on almost everyone that we use Goose on, and vice versa. We use Maverick on a few does, so we're going to use Goose on them. And then I bought the new buck Cuddles. So I really like Cuddles because when it comes to dairy strength, his dam is really sharp. She's really angular and long, and I need that in some of these. You can see that some of them are getting a little too blocky. So we're using Cuddles on some of those does, hopefully to give them a little more sharpness, a little more angularity, a little more angulation to the rear leg. The categories that are scored in dairy strength are the neck, the skin, the ribs, the thighs. What else? The withers. What else is scored in dairy strength? There's 6. Gosh, I can't even remember. Flank. There we go. Easy and Tiny had really high scores in dairy strength. The flank is kind of that gap right there between the leg where it meets the body. Right there. So if you see a doe that has a lot of dairy strength, the flank will be really deep, it'll be really fine, and it'll be free from excess fleshing is the actual wording. Then when you come to skin, they should have like a thin, pliable dairy skin. Their skin should never be like thick. It shouldn't be like really tight. Thighs, the thighs should be out curving. They should be out curving when you view them from behind. They should be in curving when you view them from the side. They should also be thin and free from excess fleshing. So if you think of a meat goat with big, thick thighs when you view them from behind or from the side, a dairy goat should be the opposite of that. I really need to go get a tank heater for that other buckling tank. Moon is over there fighting Blue. Everyone keeps trying to go up and like challenge Blue to a fight. I don't know why. What's going on? I don't know. She must be putting off a vibe. Lulu's using the scratching brush. This is the Premier One scratching brush, so you can see it's like really big, especially for these little goats. A lot of people buy it for larger animals like cattle. Some people just use like a broom head. They'll screw up the broom head and let the goats scratch on that. They kind of go in waves. Sometimes they'll use the scratching brush a lot. Sometimes they don't use it, that I notice. Aw. Nutmeg is so sweet. Nutmeg is our herd queen. She loves people. She wants to be petted and rubbed all the time. Nutmeg really has a really nice dairy wedge as you look over the top. They should be really tight at the withers, and then they should flare back into a wedge shape. I feel like she shows that pretty well. She's got a beautiful width over the rump. Who's coughing? I think they inhaled too many minerals. Sometimes they're kind of dusty. I don't think it's Bernicia. Total eclipse. See, now Blue is fighting Penny. Oh, poor Blue. The turkey is just in here. I don't know, when they sleep, they tuck their heads into their feathers, I guess to stay warm. So, but right now it's just picking through its feathers. The turkeys really like being in here in the goat pen. I keep trying to like put them in the chicken pen, but they're flying out. They can fly to pretty good heights. So they don't stay contained very easily. Hi, Marshmallow. One of them did lay an egg. I found like a weird speckled egg back in the buckling barn. So I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's the black turkey. Do you think I should give him hay today, or you think the sun will dry out the grass? Did they? All the grass is covered in kind of a frost this morning. It's the quadruplets. They're fighting everyone. See, now they're fighting Bean. Sassily lives up to her name. She's very sassy. She's very chaotic, and she's passed that personality trait onto her girls. I think the turkey's jealous, Willow. It's chirping at you. Tiny, do you want me to get you some fresh hay? My husband put an outlet in the corner. So outside of that corner is the buckling pen and the senior buck pen. So we ran a tank de-icer out to the buck pen. Now we're gonna run one out to the buckling pen. Bernice's rubbing on Lulu. So you can see after I refilled the minerals, apparently they were all waiting for their vitamins. They're all over there gobbling them up. These are our heated bucket. The white is just a regular bucket. Everybody looks good. Okay, guys, well, I am going to hop off of here. Go to church on Sunday, so go get ready for that. If you're able, stop in and join me tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock as I do my chores then. Be getting ready for Christmas. Hope you guys are all doing Christmas preparations and getting them all wrapped up as well. So thanks for joining me this morning. Have a great Sunday.